All right, artist's postcard number 4. All right, so for this one, the Poppies, just like on the invitation for the party, I found these online at Colby Bloom, which is actually through Pinterest, and I love them, and I love poppies, so I had a lot of fun creating them. I want to make sure I give credit where it's due, and we're going to do a variation of one of their paintings. But what's nice about this is, again, it's flowers, so it's organic. It shouldn't be perfect. There shouldn't be straight lines. You can just have a lot of fun with it. So the first one, I'm going to go maybe 2/3 up the page with my line, and I'm going to use the side of my Sharpie because I want a little bit thicker line. I'll tilt it just so it's a little easier. And look, it's not perfect. Oh, perfect. Not a perfect line. Not doing a perfect line, because then if it looks like it's supposed to be like this, it's good, right? I don't want it to look like... I wanted it perfect. I want it to look like so it's organic, and that way if I mess up, it's okay. Next, I'm gonna do these overlapping kind of like lumpy teardrop shapes. So maybe I'll start with one over here. It's kind of lumpy and it comes to a point, right? This guy's overlapping. He's a little lumpy, comes to a point. Then we overlap some more, the lumpy point. Let's do one this way, lumpy point, and then I'll do one more here. I don't know what I do. 5, 4, 5. I'd probably do an odd number. I think it tends to look nice when they're a little bit different. If they don't all come to the same point, I blend them in. They blend. Done. All right, next one. This guy, we'll do another lumpy teardroppy guy over here. Another lumpy teardroppy guy over here. Here's a lumpy. That one got a little squished by the end. Sure, that's okay. Squish. Teardroppy, lumpy girl. There we go. I don't know why they were guys and girls before. There we go. There's our center. Make them so they all kind of match. Sure. There we go. Now I have my lumpy things. Next, I'm going to do the spatters in the background because I think they're fun. So I'm probably going to use a lot of this. If you don't want to, a paper towel or a Kleenex wipes it right out. Nice and easy. I'm going to keep those colors. I'm going to use my pointed round, or my detail round brush, clean it, make it nice, and let's do the spatters first. So I'm going to start with red for my spatter. So I get a good amount on the brush. I can check it. Yep, there's a lot on there. I do need a good amount of water, so it should look like, not that it's going to drip, but that it might drip soon. It could be drippy, sure, but I'm not going to, because then it just flies across the table. If you just hold it above your paper, tap, 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 and you're not going to do it too direct because then you get the line, which, you know what, I don't know. I guess if I did that, I'd probably be okay with it. There we go. A sharper tap will give you more of a thing there. There we go. Maybe now I clean it. What other color do I want? I like this purple-ish color I had, and it's pretty wet, that purple. This dark. It's darker than I want. Let's add some more water to that. I don't want it quite so dark. There we go. So a lot of water on the brush. Just going to do a few little taps. Tap, tap. Kind of activate the surface a little bit. I get, oh sure, a little more on there. What do you know? There we go. And it just gives it a little more, that's going to be covered. There we go. A little more something, a little background, a little fun. And then I clean it off and that's done. And I don't care if I got any of it in the petals themselves because I'm going to be mixing things in there next. So the next thing I'm going to do is the petals. And just like I did wet into wet for the other videos, there's still a little purple on there, but that's okay. Then you can see what I'm doing. Let's clean that up. See, a little bit of it just comes up if I got any spatters on the flowers themselves, so it doesn't matter. I'm trying to be careful resting my hand on the table so I get a nice clean edge. And I'm going to come up to that edge and then just blob it all together so that it's wet inside the petals. And I'm going to once again use a wet into wet technique. Wet into wet is simply wetting the paper and then letting the colors blend and do what they want to do. A wash is wetting the paper and then you kind of control it a little more. So now this is all wet. Now I'm going to start with my lightest colors first. So if I want yellow on here, I really want to start with yellow because yellow, being so light, it doesn't take much to really make it another color. Then I can put this in. Maybe I want this one to be primarily yellow. And I can get a nice, all right, maybe I need new yellow paint. I don't know. I like it to use it all up. Maybe I'll take a little bit of orange then, and I could put the orange like around the edges. Ooh, how about that? And these can start to blend together. Maybe I'll do an orange petal down here a little more. So again, I'm careful around the edges. And you see how the color is getting lighter because there's already water on the page. So if I want it darker, I can always go over it a second time. In those edges, maybe I want a little red in this guy over here. And the nice thing about doing it all together and overlapping them is that things can just start to blend. Now you see here, that's already drying, that edge. If I don't want that to dry, I just add a little water to my brush and let it all blend together. I can do some more red over here. Now that's a lot of red. If that's more red than I wanted, I can just clean my brush and maybe I come and lift some up. Watercolor is erasable, believe it or not. I mean, I'm not 100% usually fine. But or I can say, let's say I don't like it. I just, too much, I don't like it. Watch. It is gone. Look at that. You just, a little bit on my paper towel or on my Kleenex. Both work fabulously. Now it's gonna be real dark because the paper is dry. But see, you know, it's fun. Then I can make it varied because flowers are all different, interesting colors. So now I got a lot of color on there. I got a lot of water. It's starting to blend in again. I like that red edge. I'm gonna bring that red edge over here too. And maybe I'll bring that down. And I can, you know, I can let it blend, or I can let things sort of stay as they are. So there we go. I got a little bit of red and orange and yellow flower. Now over here, maybe I want red and maybe I want a touch of purple. So I could do some, oh, what am I doing? I didn't wet this one yet. Clean my brush. I like to test it on my paper towel. Yep. So this is nice and dry currently. I'm going to add water. Look at that, it's a little purpley. If I didn't like it, I could go Shazam and take it away, and then I wouldn't have much purple there at all. Or I could just let that purple from the spatters blend in with the colors I'm gonna add. It's all okay. And it's up to you if you wanna be more purposeful about each petal, or if you wanna just kind of do the whole thing at once and just let it blend and do what it does. So I might do that with this one, because you've seen me kind of do each individual petal. And then we'll talk about stems. I like to put 2 colors on the stems just to give it a little bit of depth. All right, so I'm gonna start with my red because I'm gonna go reds and purples. There we go. Let's do a little bit. I got purple up there already. Maybe I'll do some purples around the edges and let that blend in these different spots. So I could do individually like the last time, or I could do it all together. Either way works, whatever you want to do. Because the paper was wet though, my red isn't as dark as I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to bring that in. Let's get some orange in there. I like mixing the colors on the page, and I'm missing some spots, so we'll just kind of dab those edges. And some more red. A lot of water here. It looks like it might come over, so I can just soak it up with my brush and dab it. My paper towel is getting pretty soaked there, isn't it? There we go. And I went over the edge. Oh, look, I went over. Oh, see, no one notices or cares. It's a lovely organic thing. It's all good. Some more red there. There we go. So now I have my flowers. Now for the stems, I did a little yellow and green here, maybe a little blue and green, but just a little bit of something with it. I still have red on my brush. Apparently not much. I just don't want the straight green. I kind of like having a little bit of a difference. And then I'm just going to take my brush and go in between and fill that in. Maybe here I do the same, and I could do like one line. I'm going to clean it, add a little yellow to it, dab it because that felt pretty. I don't want much on the brush for the stem because I want it to get even. I'm going to turn it this way so that I can rest my hand and follow this. And now I got a little yellow right there. So totally your call. You can take the green and make one line down the center, and even if it follows out of the edge, it's this lovely organic kind of wobbly flower that it's good. It doesn't matter if it goes over the edge because it fits the feeling of the piece. So I now have my poppies. There you go. You can play and dab, let it dry, and enjoy the organic fluff kind of movement of it. Okay, thank you.